I was raised racist, and what helped me overcome the racism that I'd been taught is when I got away from Waverly and went off to college. And basically what I realized was that my whole entire childhood, all the abuse, all the hate, all the trauma that I endured, is I had a lot of bullshit as a kid that really affected me and changed me for the negative, for the worse. But what I realized when I went to college was all that stuff I went through was for one reason: bigotry. And when I realized that, I began to open up my heart and my mind, and I made an oath. And I remember the time in Savannah, Georgia, where I was in the day. I made an oath with myself and God that I would no longer be a product of my environment, and I would think objectively as an individual. And that's exactly what I did from that point on. And I decided to reject what I had been taught and to look at things critically and objectively. And I began to see bigotry. And I began to realize that white people were bullying black people. And then a couple years later, I had a black roommate, and oh my God, seeing what this guy went through in Savannah, Georgia was fucking horrific. And he was a great guy, and we became best friends. And to this day, this is 1990, to this day, he is still my best friend. But he is the one that took me under his wing and taught me about black culture and about black history. And that's where my journey began. And a few years later, I did my first activism at a factory job, and I lost my job because of it. I challenged a bunch of racists. I stood up to them, almost got killed. They threatened me, but they did make me lose my job. And I went into poverty after that for 3 years. But I'll be honest, I would do it again. I might do it differently. I would do it with a lawyer. But I was young and dumb, but I was glad of what I did. I stood up against racism starting in about, I guess it was 92, I think. And after that, I went into poverty. But anyhow, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but that's how it started for me. You asked, and there's your answer. Thank you.